So maybe you are starting to think about summer. Maybe you're thinking about how you want to feel when it's warm and you're outside more and you're wearing fewer layers. And maybe instead of feeling excited, you're feeling a little bit anxious about it. My friend, I want to ask you a question today that might change everything. And that question is, how do you want to feel this summer? Not look, feel. That's what we're getting into today. Welcome to the Biking Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Stacy Smith, and I lost 50 pounds riding my bike by focusing on what my body can do. Now, I teach other women how to do the same. I am obsessed with completely flipping the script on weight loss so that we can work out to feel good and feel strong. If you are ready to stop dieting, learn how to appreciate your body, and have fun riding your bike, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Hello, my wonderful friend. Welcome back to the podcast. And if you're just joining us for the very first time, I want to send an extra special warm welcome to you. Welcome to the Biking Wellness community. I am so glad that you are here. Okay, so I need to be honest with you. You may have noticed that I didn't have an episode for you last week, and I want to explain why. The Spring Weight Loss Kickoff challenge was amazing, like truly beyond what I expected. And a few women from the challenge decided that they wanted to work with me one-on-one. And when someone says yes to that, when someone trusts me enough to say, okay, Stacy, I'm ready, let's do this, I give them everything. That's just how I am wired. I go all in on the people that I work with. So last week I was heads down, getting my new clients set up, building their plans, really pouring into them and making sure that from day one they felt completely supported and taken care of. And honestly, there just wasn't enough of me left over last week for a podcast episode. And I'm okay with that because that's what it looks like when you get to work with me. You get all of me. And I just want you to also kind of think about that for yourself too. You know, it's the first time I missed a podcast episode in a year. And I was doing that episode every single week for a year, and it feels so good to connect with you. And it means so much to me. But I just knew that last week I wasn't going to be able to do it all. But that doesn't mean I was just like, okay, well, I guess the podcast is too much and I'm never going to do it again, right? Because it's awesome and I love it and it makes me feel good to connect with you. So I want you to think about that when you are working on yourself, when you're working on the things that are important to you, because I don't want you to give up on them just because you need to miss a week. Sometimes that's what happens. Sometimes life happens and you just want to be able to get back into it. And that's what I'm doing. I am back this week and I am so excited about what we're talking about today. And just really quick, if you've been thinking about what it would be like to have that kind of support that my clients have, to have someone in your corner who is here helping you figure all of this out, I do actually still have a couple of spots left, but I really mean I only have a couple of spots left because I need to make sure that I give everyone the attention that they need. And all you have to do if you're interested is email me at stacy@sassy.com. That's SATACY@SASCY.com. Or DM me on Instagram at Sassy Cycling. That's SASCY Cycling with the word interested. And we can just have a chat about it. There's no pressure at all. It's just a conversation to see if this might be a good fit for you. Okay, well, let's get into the episode. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about is this idea of how you want to feel this summer. And, you know, summer's coming. It's only about 12 weeks away now. And I know that for a lot of us, when we start thinking about summer, our brains immediately go to what we want to look like and how we want to look in a bathing suit. We think about, you know, the shorts and the bathing suits and sleeveless tops and photos at the pool, at the beach. And then we start the whole spiral of, oh, I need to lose weight because I can't do any of that without losing some weight first. But I want you to take a different approach this year and ask a different question. Forget about what you want to look like for just a minute, and I want you to focus on how you want to feel. Do you want to feel strong? Do you want to feel confident walking into a room? Do you want to feel like you can keep up with your kids or your grandkids without being completely wiped out? Do you want to feel comfortable in your own skin? Do you want to feel proud of the way you've been taking care of yourself? Do you want to feel like you can go for a bike ride with a friend and enjoy it instead of being terrified that you're so out of shape that you won't be able to keep up? Because this is what I want to talk about. When I was losing 50 pounds, I didn't start seeing real progress until I stopped obsessing over what I looked like and started focusing on what I wanted my body to be able to do and how I wanted to feel doing it. And I'll tell you, this is how I honestly, personally want to feel this summer. I want to feel strong. I want to feel full of energy. I want to feel capable and confident. I want to look in the mirror and not pick my body apart, but just be happy to see it and be like, hey, friend, you're here. To appreciate that this is the body that's going to be riding my bike this summer, swimming with my family, putting up our new cool cabana that we got for Christmas for our annual beach vacation. So excited about it. Hiking with my dog when I dropped my son off at camp. And actually, I did that actual same hike last night when my son was at baseball practice. And oh my gosh, you guys, it just felt so freaking good. I was out in the fresh air, in the woods, walking by literal babbling brooks. Like I was standing there thinking I could just hit record on my phone and it would be useful for the Calm app. It was like this, it was that kind of picture perfect. And I thought, this is how I want to feel. This is it. I want more of this. And does that mean that I actually might lose a little bit of weight before summer starts? Maybe, probably, but not because I want to look better, because I want to feel better, because I want to show up to all of these things this summer and feel like my body is ready for them. That's the difference. That is the key shift that we need to think about and consider making if we want to see results and make progress. That shift from what you look like to how you feel is where everything changes. Because when you're chasing a feeling instead of a number on a scale, the whole game is different. You're not punishing yourself and restricting yourself into results. You're actually building something that lasts because you realize, I'm not going to do anything that I'm not willing to do forever just to get some sort of temporary change in my body. I want permanent change. I want permanent results. And I know that I need to do reasonable things. Okay? So I want you to really kind of just hone in on how you want to feel. And even if that feels like a little bit like woo-woo and frou-frou and funny and silly to you, please just humor me and try it and see what you come up with. Write it down. Put it in your notes app in your phone so that you remember how you want to feel. All right? Now, the next step in this process is to make your actions match that feeling. So once you know how you want to feel, here's the really cool part. We are going to brainstorm ways to achieve that feeling. The right action becomes much more obvious when you know how it is that you want to feel. So if you want to feel strong this summer, then maybe your action is committing to some kind of strength training. Even if it's just once a week, that is going to help you feel stronger. If you want to feel confident getting on your bike with your friends this summer, then maybe your action is to start getting on your bike now, either indoors or outdoors, even for 10 or 15 minutes, so that by the summer, you know that you feel more ready. If you want to feel like you have more energy, maybe the action is looking at how you're fueling your body right now. What kinds of foods are you putting into it? How do they make you feel? And making one small change, one small tweak at a time to see if it helps you feel a little bit better. If you want to feel at ease in your own skin, if you want to feel better in your own skin, then maybe that action is actually practicing a little bit of thought work when you're looking in the mirror, neutralizing some of the negative thoughts that we're having and thinking about some more neutral thoughts that we can have about ourselves and our bodies that just are a little bit less harmful. So those are just a couple of quick things that you can think about. How do you want to feel? And what are the actions that you need to take in order to feel that way? So see how that's really different from just saying, I need to lose 10 pounds by the summer, or I need to lose at least 15 pounds, or I'm just not going to bother even putting on a bathing suit. When you start with the feeling, how do I want to feel? I want to feel confident. I want to feel strong. You don't need some sort of big intrusive plan in order to feel that way, because let's face it, yes, we can lose weight before the summer. We have 12 weeks. We can make real serious weight loss progress in 12 weeks, 100%. But we don't want to do anything crazy just to look good this summer. That is not going to sustain us, and that is not going to feel good. We're probably going to do some dramatic things. They're probably not going to be sustainable. We'll probably restrict a lot of the food, and life will get in the way, and we will probably give up and feel so much worse. So this is how we are going to actually make some real serious progress that feels really good in our bodies. And here's what I really love about this is that it's personal. It is personal to you. Everyone is going to have different answers to these questions, and that's how it should be. Your answer is going to be different from someone else's because how you want to feel is unique to you. And what you need to do to get there is going to be unique to your life, your situation, your body, your food preferences, your movement preferences. It's going to be all about you. So we're not talking about following someone else's rules, following some sort of diet, following some sort of prescribed plan for, work out this many times a week and count your macros and count your calories and make sure that you're in a deficit. That is just, it's so boring and it is so hard and it doesn't feel good. And so we tend to give up and we tend to quit. So instead, what I want you to do is think about being really connected to your plan for getting the results that you want this summer. And the thing is here too, is that we don't have to make these big, huge, drastic changes. We can do real, simple, straightforward things. We can start building habits now that will sustain us up to the summer, through the summer, and beyond. So here's what I want you to do. Think about how you want to feel this summer. Get really honest with yourself about it, and then pick one action, just one to start, that's connected to that feeling. And I want you to do it this week, and I want you to tell me. I want you to email me at stacy@sassy.com. That's STACY@SASCY.com. Or DM me on Instagram at @SassyCycling. That's SASCY cycling. And let me know what your action is. Like, how do you want to feel? And what is that one action that you're going to take this week? That's it. That's the whole plan for right now. Simple, doable changes. Start there and let it build. Okay, my friend. So here's your recap. Summer's about 12 weeks away. Instead of panicking about what you want to look like, ask yourself how you want to feel. Get really clear on that, and then match your actions one at a time to that feeling. One thing this week, and then let it build. And again, if you're sitting here thinking, I want help with this, I don't want to figure this out on my own, I want to know that I have support. I do have a couple of coaching spots still open. Just email me at stacy@sassy.com or DM me at @SassyCycling with the word interested, and we'll talk. That's it. No pressure at all. Also, one last request for you. Please, if this episode resonated with you, I would love for you to share it with a friend who you know needs to hear this. Screenshot it, share it on Instagram, tag me at @SassyCycling. I love to hear from people, or just forward them the link to the episode. That's all you really need to do. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the podcast. And I am just wanting you to know that I'm here and that I'm with you every single step of the way. Talk soon. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the Biking Wellness Podcast. Be sure to head on over to sassy.com/guide, SASCY.com/guide, to get my completely free Lose Weight Biking Quick Start Guide so that you can get started with simple, doable weight loss today. That's SASCY.com/guide.